Hiya everyone, it's Emma, obviously, and this is a video that I really did not want to make, and I don't think any rabbit owner or pet owner would ever want to make a video like this, but I really need you guys right now. You're always like messaging me saying how I've been there for you, but to be honest, you're always there for me and I really appreciate it, and it's times like this when I need you, because this is not good news at all. So if you remember in my last rabbit update, I was telling you about how Poppy and Theo had both been to the vets for different problems and how they were both not very well, but how they had been treated and were on the mend. Well, as most of you on Facebook will know, sadly Theo's fight ended last month and he had to be put to sleep, and it was heartbreaking. It was an awful decision to have to make, but it was definitely the right one. If you remember in the update, I was telling you that he had an abscess in his mouth, and we were actually quite relieved that it was an abscess because it meant that it wasn't cancer and it wasn't a tumour. However, although he was given antibiotics and it started improving at first, the abscess started to come back after a couple of months or a couple of weeks, I'm not entirely sure now. So we had to change his treatment up, and he had to have penicillin injections every few days, and my mum was trained how to give Theo them, and she gave them him in the back of his neck, and he was no problem at all. He was such a good boy, he did not mind it at all, he didn't even flinch when the needle went in. And for a while they seemed to be working. The lump went down again and it was looking good. However, he sometimes had his off days, but he was on Metacam as well, which is pain relief, and that had to be up to twice a day. But on the whole, he seemed pretty happy, and his quality of life was good for a good few months actually. And I've been at university and my mum's been the main carer of my rabbits, and one day she let me know that she didn't think Theo was gonna make it much longer. And I rushed home from university. It took about 2 or 3 hours, but I got home and he had been to see 2 vets that day, and I'm not going to go into loads of detail because I'm going to make a separate video explaining it all in detail there when I feel ready. Like, I think it's a bit soon to be talking about it, it's just going to make me upset, so I'm only going to briefly mention it. But it turned out that this abscess, the fluid from it had gone into his lungs, or into, well, it got into his system, and his windpipe had been pushed up, and this meant that he couldn't breathe properly. And when I saw him, he was really struggling to breathe. He had to be put in an oxygen tent. Loads of tests were done, x-rays, but the kindest thing to do was put him to sleep. If we kept him going, he was going to just be struggling to breathe every day, and it's not fair to put him through that. And yeah, we made the decision to have him put to sleep. So sadly, my beautiful little Tri-Dutch is no longer here. It's heartbreaking. He was only 2. It was young. It was too young for him to go, but sadly he had this condition and there was nothing else we could do. So yeah, we no longer have Theo, and now we've got more bad news. It's a month later and now Poppy's going downhill with her problem. As I told you in the rabbit update, she had a gut problem, but she went to see Frances Harcourt Brown, who's a rabbit specialist in Harrogate, and she put her on a brand new diet which is mainly veg, pellets, and then a little bit of hay, which is like the complete opposite to most rabbits, but that did Poppy a whole lot of good. She went from 1.4 kilograms to about 2 kilograms. She put so much weight on, it was great, she was healthy, active, fabulous. But this past week she started losing weight again, which is not a good sign. If your rabbit quickly starts losing weight, it is not a good sign at all. Also, she's incontinent. She's always had trouble peeing, really. She's always just peed wherever she wants. We could never litter train her, and she's a bit messy, but she has never been this bad. Like, every single day this week my mum has had to wash her back end because she just cannot clean herself anymore. And when I came home from university today and saw Poppy, she was just curled up. She didn't run up to see me like she usually does. Poppy! Come here! You're a good bunny. You like a puppy. You're like a little puppy. She just didn't seem to care about anything. She just wanted to sit still. My mum kept her in last night because she was worried about her, and as she'd bathed her, she didn't want her to go back out into the cold, so she kept her in with Hector. And we took her to the vets today. The vet examined her. Luckily, thankfully, Poppy is eating. That's a good sign. So she's not stopped eating. She's eating less, but she's not eating, but like she's not completely stopped eating, so that's good. She's also pooing, which is good, and her gut seemed normal. The vet thought it seemed normal, but her temperature was a little bit low. Obviously, Poppy is very ill right now. She is definitely not herself. I honestly thought that the vet would suggest putting her to sleep, because I took one look at her and was like, where's my Poppy gone? This is not Poppy. My mum's been taking such good care of her. She's been great, and I'm so glad that she noticed that Poppy started going downhill, because we've been able to do something quick. We've been able to get to the vets. So we took Poppy today and we had to leave her there. We've left her there with Hector, and she's being transported to the main hospital in Leeds, because it's like you've got the main vet hospital in Leeds and then you've got all different branches around West Yorkshire. So she's been taken to the main hospital where they've got vets on duty all night. They're going to be taking really good care of her, making sure she's eating. They're going to have to bath her bum if needs be, but Poppy's really good with that. She doesn't flinch at all. You can do it with one hand. I don't suggest bathing a bunny with one hand, but with Poppy you can do that because she's just so tame. But yeah, so she's under the best care at the minute. We don't have to be keeping her in, watching her every minute, because she's with the professionals now, which is good, but it's not looking too great. She just looks so ill. She's going to have blood tests and x-rays, I believe, and they're also going to get in touch with Fran's specialist in Harrogate, where she went in June, and they're going to get her blood test results and her x-ray results, and they're going to compare them with the results that they're getting today or tomorrow, depending when they do it, and see what's changed and how we can help Poppy. We might have to take her back to Harrogate to the specialist, but for now she's at a hospital with another rabbit specialist and she's in really good hands. So we are just hoping and praying that Poppy's going to be okay. But to be honest, after I saw her today, I honestly do not know what to think. I'm hoping a miracle will happen and she will suddenly come back to her normal self. But seeing her as she was today, it's not looking too great, I don't think. And that's why I'm here, to just ask for your support. I want you to just think of Poppy. If you're religious, pray for Poppy, or send vibes or whatever, just anything. Just please hope that Poppy's gonna be okay. It's such a difficult time for me right now, because I'm at university. I'm not with them all the time. When they're ill, it's hard because I can't be there. I'm just so glad I managed to make it home in time for Theo before we had him put to sleep. And I'm glad, and it happens to be now when I'm home, that Poppy's ill, just so that I can be there. Even though my mum's amazing and she's fine by herself, I just like being there in case the worst does happen. I want to be there with my pet. So fingers crossed that Poppy is going to be alright. I just wanted to keep you updated, because if anything bad does happen, such as Poppy passing away, I thought it was going to be really difficult to have to make a video and let you know that 2 rabbits had died. So unfortunately I've given you the awful news about Theo, and I just wanted to keep you updated on Poppy really, and let you know that she isn't well. She might make it, fingers crossed, but we just gotta wait and see now. I'm just trying to keep strong for now, because I really do not know what to expect. I guess we'll know more tomorrow. I'm uploading this video tonight. It's the 27th of November 2014. It's going on tonight, so when you see this, Poppy's still at the vets. Well, if you see it straight away anyway. So yeah, just think of Poppy. I'll keep you all updated. If you're on Facebook, I will link my Facebook down below so that you can see updates on there, because I'll probably be updating there first because it's just easier. But I will of course let you all know if anything bad does happen. Well, if the worst happens, it might be a while till I post a video, because obviously I'm going to be really upset. It's been a month since Theo passed away. That's why I'm able to talk about it now, because I've had time to adjust and get used to it. I definitely wouldn't have been able to make a video that same day or same week. Obviously I am heartbroken about Theo. I'm surprised I'm managing to talk about it now, to be honest. But yeah, we just can't lose Poppy too. If we lose Poppy, Hector's going to be by himself. He's never lived by himself before when he's been with me. He originally lived with Tinkerbell and Mischief. When Mischief passed away, he lived with Tinkerbell and Theo. When Tinkerbell passed away, he lived with Theo and Poppy. And now as Theo's died, he's just with Poppy. And the reason I prefer trios is that when one does pass away, you haven't got a single bunny. But I only have a pair now, and if puppy goes, I have a single bunny, and that is not what I really want. So yeah, I'm gonna end it here because I'm gonna get sad now, I'm gonna get emotional, and you don't want to see that. So yeah, thanks to everyone who's already sent vibes and is praying for Poppy. Like I said, I'll keep you updated. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.